Jeremiah, you left here to pursue the MBA after your second year. Was there always a plan to complete your degree?
Absolutely. My family takes it very important, academics. I do as well. So I knew I wanted to, be able to have an opportunity to get my degree and be able to finish. But I definitely wanted to chase my dreams and be able to take that full on.
The New York Knicks select Jeremiah Robinson-Earl from Villanova University.
So took a year off and then knew I was going to be coming back at some point. I didn't know how quickly it was going to be, but definitely glad it was sooner than later.
Education was definitely a part of Jeremiah's decision to come to Villanova. He was such a highly touted player, though. Everybody assumed he was just going to be one and done. But his mom and he always said, hey, we're going to take this as slow as we have to. We're going to get our education, and then we'll see how the basketball plays out. This is one of the great assets that Villanova basketball has that people don't know about a lot, but the academic support.
The academic group here that helped us while I was here, they still did a great job helping me virtually and feeling like I was included in my classes and courses. And we have a busy schedule, but we definitely have enough time on our hands to do the things that we want to do. And I knew this was a great opportunity to, take the bull by the horns and be able to finish my degree. And so I definitely take a lot of pride in that. And I wouldn't be able to do it without my mother. And she's an awesome lady, and I admire her so much and the sacrifices she's taken for me to be where I am today. So definitely would not be in the position today being able to get my degree, or even in basketball being able to head into my 5th season. So without her, I definitely would not be who I am and where I am today.
Katie's such a big part of Jeremiah's life in that she supported him, even moved here when he was a freshman. When he first started in Oklahoma City, she was there with him to make sure he did the right things, and then always was about education. The whole time he was here, she was always talking to me about what he was going to do next academically. And then when he decided to enter the NBA draft, she said right away, connect me to the people that I'm going to work with in professional studies, and we're going to do this together. She is a very bright lady herself, but Jeremiah getting his degree is a proud, proud day for Katie.
The opportunity to speak at commencement, what do you think it'll be like when you're standing up there?
Yeah, I remember getting an email and saw that I was able to participate and see if I could win and be able to be a part of the commencement speech. And so I discussed it with my mom, and even one of my teammates, CJ McCollum, he did a commencement speech at his graduation, and I brought it up to him, because I know he's one of the more studious guys in my locker room, and he's like, oh, you have to try to do that. So, I definitely was excited to kind of do something not in my comfort zone. Even I've done a speech at my high school graduation, but this is kind of a little different than that. So. Yeah, no, it was a crazy process because it was still during the season, and I'm writing a speech and over Zoom giving my speech to the deans of colleges, and it was exciting to be able to get that email because I was very competitive and wanted to win that because I feel like when I start things, I feel like I want to win in those areas. But so I'm just grateful to be able to give my commencement speech at graduation. It's a really important thing to me, and I'm excited for it.
You've addressed this commencement before. Just describe your level of pride, the fact that Jeremiah gets to do it today, and what you're looking forward to hear from him today.
I'm so proud to have Jeremiah representing the Villanova basketball program and also representing the Villanova student body, because he really does exemplify what a Villanova student athlete's all about. And it's a great feeling when you walk out there with the deans of the college, the president of the university, and you're coming out there and you're up on stage and you're going to get to address the entire Villanova family, all the graduates, all the alumni. It's overwhelming in one sense, but it's a really prideful time, and I know Jeremiah takes great pride in this.
When people ask you about your Villanova experience, what do you tell them?
It was great. Definitely my circumstance was different with the COVID, and nobody's ever experienced that, so it was a crazy times, but I definitely felt I got everything out of Villanova, and I'm grateful for the coaching staff, my teammates, everybody that was a part of the program in that time, being able to handle those circumstances with a great attitude. So that's what we talked about every day, is attitude, being able to control the things you can control. So I love Villanova. I'm grateful to be able to graduate from here, grateful to be able to give a speech at graduation, I love Nova. You see another side of Coach Wright when you're not playing for him. Not a bad way, it's a crazy like in-between personality of when you get now you're the player that played for Coach Wright instead of the player playing for Coach. So I love him to death, and definitely without him, I wouldn't be able to pursue the dreams and goals of what I wanted to accomplish and am accomplishing. So I'm very grateful for him pushing me to be the best version of myself.
Can you give us a little sneak preview, a highlight or two of what you'll say?
Yeah, I mean, it's about shaping the world, and whoever you are in whatever field you're in, it doesn't matter your voice, you're able to really change and make a difference in the world and in the culture of the world.
Villanova, like the larger society, is not isolated. It's a microcosm of the shifting tides, values, and challenges that define our collective existence. We learned veritas, which means truth, unitas, which means unity, and caritas, which means love, and how to incorporate that into who we are as students and as individuals. You are not simply products of culture, you also shape it. As educated individuals, you now have a unique power to influence the world. How might you shape our culture? Start by staying true to the values that have been instilled in you here at Villanova. You don't need to be in a position of power to make change. Sometimes the most powerful shifts begin with small acts of kindness, advocacy, and thoughtfulness in our daily lives. Through your knowledge, your values, and your vision, you can and will make a difference. Graduates of Villanova, the world is yours to shape. Go forth and may you shape it with wisdom, kindness, and integrity. Wherever we may be from now, we are all from Villanova. Thank you.